Now we have the details of the trains in the trains array. We just have to display it in the required format. So let me add a div element after this. Div id equals table, and this is the outer container, that is this section, and we are going to add a table within that. So let me add another div with id result, and let us style this table exactly like this one. So how we can do that? We can just put a comma here and specify hash table, which means it will be displayed like the container itself. Okay, let's see that. Let me refresh. See, it is displayed at the bottom. So how we can move it towards this side? We can specify float to be left. So let me refresh. See, it is displayed. But we don't want to have this when the page is loaded, right? Only after clicking the button and getting the details, we need to display this. So what we can do, for the table div, that is hash table, we can specify display to be none, which means it will be hidden, and only after the search is over, we can display it. So let me save this. Let me refresh. It is gone. Next, what we want to do, we want to display the details. So suppose there is no train in the specified route. Suppose I specify H, and here this one, select a date, search trains. Okay, there is one train. Suppose I change this to Trivandrum, search trains. See, there is no train in this route. That is from HDB to TVN, there is no train at all. So what we can do here is that we can check if trains arrays contains some value. That is, let me remove this. If trains ARR dot length equal 0, what does that mean? There is no train in the specified route. So let me have a variable called content, and let me set the value of content to be p close p, then b. This is to make the content bold, and specify sorry, there is no train in this route. Let me put a semicolon here, and this should be displayed as a content in the result div element. In the else, what does that mean? There is at least one train. Then only the value of trains array dot length will be not 0, right? So here we can write content equals, let me create a table. So table started, then I want to have tr, then th, train number, then close this th, then again one more th for train name, and close the th, and then close the tr, which means that row is over. Then what we want to do, we want to have separate rows for separate train details. So let me put a semicolon here, and let me run a loop for where j equals 0, j less than trains ARR dot length, and we will do the condition within the loop. Then we need to add rows for different trains. So content plus equals, so that it will be added after this, right? I need to have the tr, then td, that is for the cell, then put a plus. I want to have trains ARR of j, which means it will be the number, right? Then again put a plus, close the td, open the td for the train name. Then how I can get the train name? It will be j plus 1. So let me have another variable within this with k as 1, and here I am going to specify trains ARR of j plus k. I am not specifying j plus 1 to avoid issues in the loop. Okay, then what should I write? I need to close the td and also the tr. So we have j0 will be the number of the train, j plus k means 0 plus 1, which will be 1, and it will be the name of the train. And after this I have to increase the value of j by 2. because then only we will get the next train's number and the corresponding name, right? And after this for loop, we need to close the table, right? So here we can write content plus equals slash table, which means this content will be now having the table's HTML. So after this if and else, we should write $#result, that is the ID we have added here, result dot HTML as content, so that it will be having the correct content. So even if there is no train in the specified source and destination, the content will be there is no train in this route. Or if there is some train, it will be this content, that is table, and that will be displayed. And as of now, we have set the value of display to be none for this table, that is for this main div element. So what we need to do, we need to change it back. So after this, we can specify $table.css, and we need to change the value of display property to inline or block. Let's change it to block, as this is a table. Okay. Now we are done with the data within the table. Let's see that. Let me refresh. Let me enter T. Let me enter H. Let me select a date. Search trains. See, it is displayed like this. This is actually not formatted or styled. So let us style it within the style section. So after btn search, let me style the table. Let me set the width to be 100% and let me increase the font size to 25px, because we have been using the same size for the labels and text boxes, right? Now let's check it. Okay, we need to move it towards this side, and there should be some gap as well. So what we can write, we can specify th, that is the heading. Let me add a border at the bottom. Okay, let it be 2px solid black. Then so that there will be a line here after the heading. Then what we can do, we can add some padding for the TD elements. So let me specify padding of say 5px, and also let me align the text to center or left. Let me center it, and let me also center the table, that is the result div. So here let me specify margin 0px auto and check the table now. Let me refresh. Let me click Bangalore, date of travel 22, search trains. See, it is displayed like this, 8339 Coimbatore Express. Suppose I select T here, Trivandrum to Vellore. There is one train. I am trying to get the sorry message. So, okay, when I enter CHN and MNG, we are seeing this. But I think we can increase the font size for that P as well, because it is seen very small now. So, font size 25px. Save, refresh. See, sorry, there is no train in this route. So, we have implemented a basic search train application, and in this application we have used autocomplete widgets, date picker widget and a button widget, and we have used two different arrays. They are stations array and trains array. These all are dummy values, and the stations array contains label as the name of the station and value as the code for the station. The trains array contains objects, and each object is having the name of the train, number of the train and the stops of the train, and the stops of the train is an array that contains the station code. And on the button click, we check whether the corresponding stops array contains both the from station and to station, and we use the in array method for that. If it contains, that means that particular train is having a service in that route. So we have pushed the number and name of the train into the trains array, and later we used the data in the trains array to display it as a table if there is at least one train, and we are displaying a sorry message if there is no train. And this is actually not complete. If we want to complete it along with the train's details, we can have a button corresponding to each train. And when we click that button, we can display a dialog asking the details of the passenger and the money transaction and all. Also, we haven't validated these inputs. Here the user can enter any value, so we haven't validated the inputs and all. So this application teaches you how to use the jQueryUI's autocomplete widget and date picker widget. So this is the Find Trains application from scratch, and you can improve this to implement the online ticket reservation application.